Welcome to another video, guys. Today's video I'm going to be doing an oil change on the daily here today. Put about 4,000 miles actually, so I'm going to be changing motorcraft filter, castor oil. Stay tuned.
Music bed.
Alright, so to get started here, I do have flashlight, paper towels. I do have a filter wrench, a couple wrenches. I only need one, but I don't remember exactly which one it is. I have a 7mm socket, and I have a Torx bit, which is a T27. So just so you guys are aware, this is a 2018 Escape. I think it's the same process for, I'm going to say probably like 2016 through 2020, I believe. This is a 1.5 liter engine, but pretty much everything underneath should be the same, maybe except like the filter. Maybe I think their filters are the same anyways, but I think the older Escapes are similar, but the main thing that's going to change is this plastic piece. So to take that off, pretty straightforward. Just make sure that you guys, there's some screws here. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then there's 3 on the back where this piece meets that other cover. So there's 1, 2, and 3 right back there. I'll show you right here. Once I, right there. And then there's 2, one on this side, one on this side right here, and those are 7mm. And so these are all Torx, they all look the same. Take those off, take those ones off, and then we're gonna pull this piece off, and that gives us access to the oil pan and the oil filter. Make sure when you take these off you don't lose them, and also when you tighten them, don't tighten them so much because they're just going to plastic. They just hold this on. You don't wanna strip them out, because I see a lot of vehicles that, you know, you get oil changed and these are all stripped out and they just fall off, and then this whole piece falls off somewhere. Don't do that. Alright, so once you take the bolts off of the cover, you pretty much just slide it forward. It goes in underneath this one here, so it holds this one down when you take these bolts. And then it kind of hooks up to this little corner. So when you put it back on, you know, kind of push this up with it, and then just push it on top of this. You can put one bolt up front here, and that'll hold the whole thing, and then you can just do the rest of them. So pretty straightforward, not too bad. And then don't forget about the little ones here. The drain plug is 13mm, so I use 13mm wrench. I use another wrench to kind of loosen it, but this is the oil filter. I always use the motorcraft, at least if I can find it. You know, I try to keep a few in stock now that way, because this one and my Fiesta use the same one. So FL910S. The oil filter goes right in here. I don't know if you can kind of see the area right there. Anyways, I tighten it with my hand usually. You know, I could have probably loosened it with my hand. I just used a wrench to help me, because it's kind of tight in here. Be careful with all these sharp edges. If you slide your hand there, it's gonna cut you. So But when I tighten it, I only do it with my hand. I get a good grip and tighten it. I really don't use the wrench. And just make sure the, filter, when you remove it, that O-ring stays on there. So I had 4,000 miles on this oil. Like I always said before, I only do 3,000 usually. It looks pretty black as you saw there on the video, but we just went on our trip, so round trip was about it was close to like 3,500 miles total, and I had about 500 before I started, so that's why it's about 4,000. Normally I just do 3,000, but once in a while, like if like this happens, then yeah, I'll go a little bit more. That's why I always use synthetic, just in case, but I try to keep it at that level. So I'm gonna get the filter in there. I put a little bit of oil just to lubricate the gasket. I'm gonna put it in there, put the drain plug back on, and then just clean it under here and put that cover back on, and then just add the oil afterwards. Alright, so got all the cover back in there. I use this old towels to lay on the floor there because my floor tends to be a little dirty once in a while, just from working on things. So if you have old towels that you don't really use too much, great to use. Gonna go ahead and add the oil. So I checked the owner's manual. It takes 4.3 quarts. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. It's a 5-quart jug. I'm gonna use 4 and 4.3, so it's like a third more. And then I'll just check the level. But make sure I'm gonna get my old oil and go recycle it. So you can take it to any of your auto parts stores. Just make sure you take it, or even like Walmart. Sorry. Got some oil on the camera. Walmart can take the old oil, AutoZone, O'Reilly's, Advance, any of those places. So make sure you recycle it. I'll do that afterwards, but we'll go ahead and add the oil, and then we'll be set up top here. Alright guys, so the last step is resetting the oil change. So I reset the oil change here on the, well actually that's not it. Under settings, you go under settings, down to vehicle. I hope you guys can see. It's gonna right there, oil left reset, and then you just hit OK, hold it down, and it resets to 100%. So it was a 55%. Again, this new cars, they want you, I think, 7,500 miles between all changes, but that's just not how I usually do it. So so just change that. I always put a little sticker with the mileage where I'm gonna do at 3,000, and then the date, just so I can keep track. And then the last thing, like I showed you guys before on the Carfax website here, I went ahead and updated my oil change. So it shows 9 months actually, or the 7,500 miles, but I just put on there that I did it today. So it tells you next service actually 10,000 miles, but that's not, I just did it today. So anyways, as always, thank you for watching. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Leave any comments or questions. We'll see you on the next one.